So add to stage. Okay. Present. How do I share? It's been a while. I haven't, what you call it, used StreamYard in a while. How do I share? Hmm. I can't believe I forgot. They removed this feature. Edit name, stop mic, solo layout. Let's see. How do I share edit layout? No. Got it. Cancel. Window, entire screen, Microsoft Edge. Okay, this is what I want. Share. Okay, let's try this. Oh, okay. Let's do switch back to StreamYard. Okay, so that's where I am on there. Okay. Hey folks, getting set up here. It's been a long time since I've done a stream. So it's like I'm getting, going back to school for the first time, it's like relearning everything. How is my audio? How is my sound? The sound of my voice? Where do I go to see the comments? Right here, comments. Okay. I'm going to switch over to take a look at Facebook to see if anything is being shared. Sound is good. Okay, good. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I'm in my account. Okay, let's see. Yeah. So anyway, I am preparing to print um, this planetary assault platform, for lack of a better title to call the project. Basically, it's part of the Die Warriors conspiracy theme, which is basically space. And so what I'm doing is a satellite, an autonomous satellite, something like a planetary probe, something that can land on a planet's surface. And what I'm currently doing right now, let me just, yeah, do I have a picture of, okay, I'll have to, let's see, maybe I can show the entire project so you get to see. Let me see. Here's one demo. Okay. I don't want to show a picture. I want to show an actual. I'll do this one. Is this the new one? Yeah, okay. I'll show this one. Hopefully the files being open are not going to interfere with the files currently open. Rebuild the document. Say, yeah, rebuild. I'm working on some things here, so ignore some stuff like this. But yeah, this is the project. It's It's several years old. It's kind of a prototype I was working on, I think back in 2020, 2020, I think, or 2022, something like that. Um, the idea is this will be deployed from something like the VSS, my VSS in particular, the Space One, or some other, some other craft, or it could be some sort of alien thing or whatever. The thing is that it gets deployed, lands on the surface. So it has thrusters for maneuvering. Um, I'm not sure what some of these equipment is. It's just that things look better with it. So some of this equipment is for balance. Maybe this is fuel or some sort of I don't know. Maybe some sort of energy thing. I don't know. But anyway, the thing is that there's a lot of aesthetics here, and a lot of it has some practical aspects in the design, and others is instead of putting something inside, like fuel or fuel tanks or ammo drums or something like that. The idea was to put it outside. The reason is for logistics. If it's power, well, if it's like some sort of ammo drum or something, um, when the ammo is depleted, it's going to need a new way to add more ammo. Um, if it's some sort of energy thing, like some sort of e cells or something, I don't know. It might be just I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm going off on a tangent there on a sci-fi thing. So these cylinders, make it whatever you want. Uh, so anyway, this is the weapon that I'm currently working on. I did an alteration yesterday. I need to add it into this. The idea is that it gets deployed as a sentinel, ideally with other similar weapons, perhaps other platforms with the same kind of weapon or different weapons, and they get linked to some sort of orbital satellite um, with a special one that's used as a communications hub. So the idea is, an entire system for planetary deployment. And you can deploy these things over asteroids or somewhere else. I still have to work on some other designs, some other things, purely satellite. Where instead of the landing pads, they could have, well, instead of the landing pads, I'm not sure what will be placed there for balance, but another weapon system could be placed on the bottom. So you have this turret that can fire 360 degrees in every direction using two turrets. So there's no blind spots. So this is the standard weapon. And the thing about this is I was thinking of printing a bunch of these while I'm here in Thailand. And then when I get back to the US in a few weeks, really, I could probably put those items that I printed and take with me, put them up on the store for immediate sale. So what I'm doing here, I'm just looking at this. I'm looking at this area here, actually, trying to see if there's going to be a collision with anything there. And I don't think so. I think it's got good enough clearance. I did add a piece yesterday to here. I better add that in right now, mostly because I want to see how the thing is going to pivot and turn if there's not going to be any interference. Let me see. Let me take a look at my files. Scrolling down. I'll take a look at comments a little while. I know there's people who are curious about Die Warriors, the current state of Die Warriors right now, and our future plans. Okay, we'll double click. So I do, want to take some time to answer those things if people are curious. So I'm using SolidWorks, and it's a fantastic CAD program, similar to like Fusion 360 if you're familiar with that. So I don't want to make anything right now. I want to insert this. I want to insert two of these, 1 and 2. So sometime today in this condo, they have scheduled a fire alarm test. So I don't know when that's going to be. So if there's some craziness that happens during the stream, you know why. If you're curious why I do that there, is that I noticed with 3D prints, there's always a type of shrinkage that goes on with the material. So I find that if I put a little separation between the pieces, they fit properly in the actual physical print. So that's why I put a little distance with everything. That's what I'm doing here. So that's why it takes a little bit of time to show. And here to here. 0.5. Yeah, that's it. So this side is done. See, I may have to remove this bar right here, this pipe. When I designed it, I wasn't thinking about that, and so that might present a problem. I have these ports for adding hoses and things like that, and maybe what I'll do is cover them up with a thin layer of plastic, and if I ever need to open them up, a small little drill can just puncture that plastic, and I can put a hose there. Might do something like that. I need to do the other one, the other side as well. So let's go down like that. So right now it is Monday here in Thailand. And okay, let's see. Make sure it's down. Select that side and mate it to this side here at 0.25 distance. So yeah, I'm preparing for a print. I got the printer currently printing part right now, and I was going to have another part, actually the top part, this weapon area. I was working on printing that, but unfortunately, I noticed that with this print, the prints are sticking extremely well to the printer. So when I pull the parts off, it's not coming off too easily. And I don't want to damage the. It's one of these flexible build plates, so I kind of bend it a little bit to flex it and push the things. But I notice, if it's the situation can be that if the part is sticking too much and you're busy ripping it off the build plate, it could kink the build plate material, and then you have this little kink that's going to make a little rise in that area on the build plate, and that's going to cause problems down the line. So I'm trying to preserve the build plate by having the thing easily come off, and one way to do that is not to have as much surface contact from the part on the build plate. So what I'm doing right now is this area. This is what I'm going to be printing. This is an assembly, so I'm printing this as a separate part. So I'll just go through. This is already printed, so I'm not printing that right now. I am printing this. I'm also printing that part right here in blue, the radar dome also at the same time, and then the peg that joins everything together. Now, the surface area that contacts the build plate is this, and I just added these cuts into the model, so it's only this area that's in contact with the build plate, not as if it was a solid piece. Let me switch to this. So okay, let me just close that. Let me kind of undo what I did. So I did this, let's see. Okay, so this is where I was. So you can see these two right here. Nice and pressing it. So this is basically the bottom of the structure of the object, and this would be in contact with the build plate. It's a lot of surface area, so that's going to be a lot of resistance when I pull the thing off. So to minimize that a bit is to reduce some of the surface area. And instead of making this cut very shallow, example, instead of having it like 0.25, this would work. Yeah, I know. Oh, let me just undo that. Maybe I don't think I was paying attention. Control Z. Okay. Oh, offset. That's what I wasn't paying attention as I was doing this. So if I say a straight cut of just 1/4 of a millimeter, okay, that's enough on a filament printer to barely come in contact with the structure. So, with the build plate. So something like this is in contact with the build plate, but this is not. And that means that gravity is going to warp this surface a little bit. So it's going to bulge down just a little bit. And because it's only 1/4 of a millimeter, it's going to bulge a very small amount, then it's going to come in contact with the build plate, but it's not going to be a tight contact. So so it will have a little bit of contact, but not a whole lot. So there won't be a whole lot of friction on this particular area. But the thing is that for future design with this entire structure, I am thinking that I could always add a greeble or some other thing there if it was a deeper cut. So that's the reason why I am making this much deeper. I'm making this an offset of 2 millimeters from the top from this surface. So you can see with this yellow line here, that is how deep it's going to go. From here, from the top to the yellow line, it's 2 millimeters. So that's thick enough for a filament printer to print material. And yeah, there will be gravity affecting this part here. So as it pulls this down, it begins to make bulge going down. The print will be kind of sloppy, but it's underneath. No one's going to see it unless they look underneath. And if I add a greeble to this, it'll completely hide it. So let me go ahead and unsuppress the other one. It's the same idea. And unsuppress that. Some fillets on the edges, which is always easier on a printer. Instead of having a sharp corner or a sharp edge, if you kind of fillet the thing or do some sort of taper or something like that, basically it's a little bit easier to, well, two things: easier to put something like a knife or something to lift the part off the build plate. It makes the area of the print around that area look cleaner as well. Sometimes on a printer, it'll do shortcuts. It'll go across, it'll take the nozzle and go from one point to the other, going right across that open space, and then you have this stringy that gets around. So sometimes doing a little fillet like this will clean that. Now I'm going to go ahead and do another fillet inside here. But actually, let me go ahead and finish this part here off. I was making some beautification. Let's see. From here to here, it's about 3.5 millimeters. All I want to do here is make a little cut, something that I can put a knife or something, a screwdriver, something to help me separate the part from the build plate. And this is mostly for other printers that we use in Die Warriors. Some of them don't have a flexible build plate, so I need a way to put something underneath the model and kind of wedge it to separate it. So one way is to put little access points. So I'll do that right here. And this will be enough. Be 4 millimeters. I can make this smaller, but let's try 4 millimeters for now. I'll say okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and trim these areas. Trim all of this, because all I want here is just this. I want to also add a little fillet into this area. So it's a little bit easier on the print. So I want to do, let's say, 0.75 radius. Right there, right here. And now I want to go ahead and make a little array. I want to use the center point to be right here. Well, okay. So it's going to make an array of 4. And I'm going to go ahead and see how it looks if I do more. I'm going to get rid of these on the left. Keep these here. Would it look good if I just, what if it's just 5? No. What if it's 4? Or if I do 3? No, not 3. Okay, let's try 6 of these. Let's go ahead and make these into construction lines so they still exist, but they're not going to be doing anything. Basically, they're hidden. Now I'm going to do a small little cut. Extruded cut doesn't need to be deep. We're going to do about 1.25 millimeters. And so that's how it is there. I'm going to do a fillet around everything here, 0.25. There, 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 and here. Then I'm going to go ahead and also do fillets there, 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 and there. I will also do at the, I guess it doesn't like at the edge. Well, let me get rid of that then. Instead of doing this, yeah, so it doesn't like this area there. So let me go ahead and just leave it as is and see how that comes out. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and try again. Okay, there. This will work. So back in Florida, I have several of these already printed as prototypes. I like the way they came out, and they actually look pretty good. The weapon systems themselves are pretty much standalone, and I can apply that to other models. I do have a version of this as a 4-legged walker, so I'm going to try that at the same time as I'm doing this, but I'm not going to do a stream on that. That'll be later tonight or something. Just work on that some more. Something that I also have a version of it. Actually, let me show you. Let me get back to StreamYard. Let's see. I want to do this. So some of this is glued, some of it is not. You can see, basically, you can see how big this is. And weapon system will be on top of this. So nothing is glued except this greeble piece, but I did a small glue, so maybe I could break it off. But anyway, so the turret, does turn. It will pivot, and I don't quite have everything on there, but you can see, it's even got greebles on the inside. The idea is you could attach hoses, tubing, some other type of item. Some of it is not glued on, so right here is not glued. next to a figure. Do I have a figure here to show? Yes, I do. Say, do I have any other figure? I guess not. But I do have some Crimson Guards. Always travel with Crimson Guards. So you can see, okay, standing right next to that. So here's the back part, so how the camera can make the objects that are further away look smaller. Yeah, look how big it is. No. So standing side by side like this. So right now it's a little bit shorter than a figure. So a figure is 100 millimeters tall. This is probably about 95 millimeters tall right here, from foot pad to there. The bottom of the foot pad is not complete on this particular model. So if I were to add the bottom of the foot pads, okay, it'll probably be 100 millimeters tall. Yeah, so right there is about 100 millimeters tall, maybe more like 99 millimeters. So let's see, I put this Crimson Guard over there. Take the foot pad thing off. Okay. So yeah, this is the area that I am concerned about right now. I may break these off and do it so it's the piping would be a separate piece to add on. I may do something like that. Anyway, so let me get back to the model because the printer is still waiting. The print is probably finished. So let's go back to this. Okay. Taking a look at comments. Let's see. Comments. Okay. Cool. People do like what I'm streaming, so that's good. Fills me with encouragement to continue. No, seriously though, sometimes when you're looking at somebody do their thing, they're it's not as exciting as watching someone in a workshop and there's milling machines going on, lots of pneumatic sounds and grinding and cutting sounds and maybe sparks flying, that kind of thing. Sometimes I kind of wonder if I were to do like an introduction to a video and just have like a bunch of robotic arms or something, me with my steampunk goggles, doing something, looking like I'm really getting into it, and then there's sparks flying, like I'm welding or something like that. I wonder if that would, appeal to people more. you know, like, wow, he's really doing some hardcore 3D printing right there. So anyway, but yeah, the real fun about 3D printing is doing something that has never been done anywhere before on the planet in all of history. So what you see done in Die Warriors, for the most part, these are original designs. And I have a lot of fun doing these particular designs, models, things that you see here. I'm going to go ahead and suppress this. Actually, I'm not going to suppress any of these. I need these for future things. So, ignore these pink lines right now. These are sketches that exist elsewhere, like that one exists there. This one exists there. And sometimes, like if I need to add more objects to this, or I need to add something else here, instead of recreating the wheel and adding and basically outlining these things again, these shapes, I just keep these sketches present. So then I could just do something like edit sketch. Okay, now I'm in edit sketch mode, and I could just actually it's this one. So I could just take this and I can just say copy, and then I can go to a new open a new part, say top plane, sketch this, and then paste, and then I can do what I need to do again with this, add to this particular sketch and make a completely new structure with it. In this case, I might want to add like a greeble, so I can just go ahead and um, do some sort of make this into some sort of greeble. Anyway, I may do that. Not at this time, but I may do a little greeble, put some cylinders, maybe some ports to add hoses and other things like that, wiring basically. So anyway, okay, back to this. So the next step that I need to do here is add some thicker fillets. Let's make this into 1 millimeter. I can make this into 1.5 millimeter diameters. So it's quite big, but that's fine. And can I do the same here? Yeah, that's fine. Doing something like that will make the underside print fairly cleanly. You will have some messiness on the flat part here because it's an overhang, and it will be fighting gravity. And it just depends how fast the extruder is moving and how quickly the material is cooling. Um, so anyway, let's see. Save this. Now I will make this into an STL. Save as. Uh, STL. Antenna mount B. And call this STL. Yes, I wanted to overwrite. Oh, how about that? The slicer is asking if I want to update that model now. Yeah, I say reload. 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 Did it reload? No, it did not. Reload. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and remove the one that's already here. So let me go ahead and share this window. Can I do that with StreamYard, sharing more than one window? Probably. First time I've done something like that. Well, maybe not, because it's giving me options to stop sharing the current SolidWorks window. I'll tell you what, I'll keep the current SolidWorks window up while I quickly do things with the slicer, which won't take long. It'll probably take me longer to figure StreamYard out on getting two windows or disconnecting one and putting the other than it would take for me to simply delete the object and then go to my STL folder, antenna mount B it was called, and then drag and drop, then rotate it to 90 degrees so it's flat because it went on the edge, and then I can move it. Okay, right about there. And then I will specify the path to my STLs. Actually, to the folder I keep the G code in for this. I go slice. So this will take 2 hours to print those items. I'll show you what I'm printing in just a bit. Say save project. I'm going to call this one step 17. And I'm going to tell the thing the path. Paste the path. Saving. Do a preview. Okay. Then save to file. Now I've actually saved the G code. What I saved just now was the slicer's project file. Paste. Save. Saved. Okay, good. Then I can close this slicer window and then get back to SolidWorks. Okay. Yeah, so let's see, this is going to be the issue here. Yeah, so, well, the thing's not going to be able to shoot at that angle. So maybe there won't be an issue. Look at that. There is a little bit of clearance from the side, so I don't have to worry about that. There is some collision right here. SolidWorks does have the ability to detect collisions. Oh, actually, there's no collision. Sorry, no collision. How about, let me do a cutaway. Yeah, SolidWorks does have the ability to show me collisions. I found that in an older version. I'm not quite sure where I would find it in this version. What's this? One more component cannot be selected at the current selection pane. Just cancel it then. I don't want to mess with it. I want to show. Well, it's doing something. Anyway, oh, okay, it's back. Let's see. Let me go ahead and save whatever it is I have. It's still doing something. Yeah. Save all. Rebuild and save. Okay. Should I do the greebles at the same time? I mean, it's going to be printing that group of objects. What type of greeble would it be? You know, I could add some other sensor types of stuff underneath it. as long as I don't interfere with the objects in the back. Come on. Maybe I'll just close. I'll close this, then I'll open it again. Yeah, something is causing. I don't know. Something's causing a slowdown. Yeah, go ahead and save it all. Save it all. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Cool. Let me change the background. Okay, so before I do the next print, which was the file I was just doing, I'm thinking what I can go ahead and do right now is make a little greeble. Let me reopen that file again. Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at this and I'm trying to see what is okay. There's nothing that's going to interfere if I put something in this area right here. And yeah, obviously there's not. If I just have a simple little cover, I should probably make a simple little cover. I should probably make two simple little covers. Okay. Okay, I'm making a little alteration. Okay, so right here, I am going to hide, suppress this fillet, suppress the next fillet. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go sketch, sketch. I'm gonna go offset. I'm going to remove bidirectional and just do like I want to do 1 millimeter. No, let's do 0.5 millimeters. I just want a lip. Reverse right about there. Actually, I don't need it to go so deep. Let me stop this. So let me select that surface. I hear some noise, like someone. I don't know. Anyway, um, like someone walking or something, but it's gone. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a reference geometry right here, a plane. I'm going to have this plane that's offset 10 millimeters. I'm going to say 1.75 millimeters. So that's good right there for both. Okay. Now I'm going to work with this plane and I'm going to specify a sketch. I'm going to do the same thing you saw me do a few moments ago. I'm going to go ahead and basically it's right there at that plane. I'm going to select the surface there. It's going to make an outline. It makes an outline at that plane. Um, I'm going to select it, accept it. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this other one. Okay. So right now I have an outline there. I'm going to do the offset again. I'm going to say select chain, selects everything, and I'm going to accept that. Do the same thing for this one. So now I have, but I went the opposite direction. Huh? I got to do this one here. I have to do it again. Delete. So I select that surface there, and I say reverse. That's what I wanted. Now I select that again. Go offset. Is that 1.5? Okay. So now I have a little outline at that plane, which is 1.75 millimeters into the model. Feature, extrude this. I want to go the other direction. 1.25, that's a good enough amount. I'll accept that. I want this to be some curves. 0.25 because it is currently, well, this will work if it's even just 0.5. So at 0.5, I have a fillet right there. I have a fillet right there. And that's enough of a barrier to stop cover from going all the way in. So I don't have to make a super deep cover. I could just make one that's just going to be about as deep as this. And you'll see it in just a bit. So the customer, when they get this product and they're putting the cover in, they don't have to guess. It'll prevent them from accidentally pushing the cover all the way or too deeply in. And because this is fillet like this, when the thing prints, it's doesn't really have an overhang. It's everything that it prints is going to be supported by an adjacent piece of filament that's been extruded. So it's a self-supporting structure right there. So let me go ahead and select this, do a cutaway. And I want to do the opposite direction. Oh, come on. There usually is an easy way to show the opposite direction. Right here. Okay. And so now I'm at the other side of this. I am also going to do another fillet. Right there. So that way it looks a little bit neater. And so now I'm going to do the cutaway again. I'm just going to go a little bit deeper. Just enough to see the next one. Okay. I can remove the cutaways. So now I have these are the lips here. Now I can go ahead and put back the two fillets that I suppressed. Yeah, I know. Suppressed. Yes. Continue, we go to here. Come on. I can get rid of this by moving it, I believe. Yeah. This next one. Move it to here. Okay. And let's see. Okay, so that's all I wanted to do there. Save this file, save as, make this into an STL. So yeah, sometimes there is repetition when it comes to stuff like this. You make a change and you got to go through the process all over again. Antenna mount B, that's what it's called. Overwrite, yes. Now I want to switch over to I closed it. The slicer window. So let me bring up the slicer window again. I'm just going to replace that model, that STL, with the new one. Open recent. Yeah, this one says opening the project file. I'm telling the thing to, yeah, it's the old one. Remove this STL. Up tenant mount B. Drag and drop. There's the new one. Rotate it 90 degrees. And move it into position. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just tell the thing to save. Save project. It's going to. I'm not going to save the project yet because I'm going to add the covers. And another reason why I'm not saving the project yet is because it wants me to enter in the path and all that. In other words, it didn't save the path and things from the previous or from when it opened. It's treating save as if it's a brand new file name and all that. Like I'm going to put it into a different folder and all that. Anyway, okay, so I have this. Now I'm going to go ahead and copy. I'm just going to go ahead and copy the copy the sketch that I did there. Now I'm going to go file, new part, and I'm going to go ahead and paste. I'm going to check comments to see if anyone has commented anything in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and do the cylinder one first. So let me just go ahead and copy this into a separate file. Delete. File, new. Top, sketch. Zoom in, paste. And I'm going to tell the thing. There's a way to tell that you want this to be, centered, but I'm doing it like this. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over back to that. Okay, so I'm going to take a look to see if there's any comments. So many tabs. Okay. No comments there. Okay, no comments here. Hey, okay, cool. Hey, Jose Sola. Greetings from Thailand. Okay, very good. Look, now I have Facebook opened up a little thumbnail with the video. Now I'm hearing an echo. Okay, there it goes. Let me get back to my wall here. Okay, good. Very, very good. Okay. I should probably. Oh yeah. So on other topics, so I'm working on this particular model that you see here, and I go ahead and write a blog in the Die Warrior store, just basically talking about it because, well, one thing, this is part of the Die Warriors conspiracy theme, and part of that is well, it's part of an action figure theme that's being worked on. But since we also do our own props and models and vehicles and such, we have other things that are not action figures at all that we're working on. Part of that is this particular model, and I don't really know what to call it. It's a type of probe, planetary probe. Um, it's a type of satellite. So, but it's a gun platform. So I didn't want to call it gun platform. I didn't want to draw too much attention like weapons platform or something like that. So I went ahead and called it a planetary assault platform. Essentially, that's what it does. It's a planetary weapon system that you deploy it, for denying an area to an enemy. And it's probably the word assault that's in the title. So I write this blog and I go ahead and post the link into Facebook. And then in about a minute or so after posting, Facebook tells me it was removed. It doesn't tell me the reason why. It just says it was removed for, they assume, spam, that I'm trying to attract attention. Basically, I'm trying to, generate flames to attract attention. All this is it's an article of product that we own. It's a legitimate model toy. It's not a real planetary assault. So it probably detected the word assault, and they assumed the worst. And so I went ahead and in the Die Warriors store made a quick link at the top of the page that links to the article, and towards the bottom, right next to the area that talks about the latest news and things from Die Warriors, I went ahead and made a little accordion. It's only a one little pull down menu. It's with the link to this, but the idea is that in the future, if there's more of these articles or links or something that Facebook decides to assume the worst and remove it, and they flag it and they remove it, then I'm just going to collect all of these controversial, forbidden things, and I'm just going to put it in an easy to see list, so people could go in and see the article. And there's nothing controversial about it other than the word assault, I think. And it's all fiction. It's about deploying this over some other world, some planet, or an asteroid or something, and being an autonomous defense system. So, you know, anyway, back to the real world. Let me go ahead and save this. Yeah, save all. Even though I just did really nothing to save, I am going to work on those covers. So I'm going to make a cover that's going to be similar to this. I wonder if I should keep the same kind of aesthetic. Maybe the aesthetic could be a little bit different. Anyway, let's try it out. Right here. Okay, so this is the outer diameter, and I'm going to reduce it with an offset by 0.125. So this is half of a quarter of a millimeter. And so I'm going to ignore this outline here. I'm going to move it in some. Yeah, like this. And this is the inner wall. I'm going to expand that. Actually, I am not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to go ahead and make this into a construction line. I'm going to make this outer line here. I'm going to make another, and I'm going to have this one at what's it good? 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 thickness would be good right there. I'm going to go ahead and extrude this. Let's see. That little lip that we did on the previous model is 1.75. So let's make this one 1.5. So it'd be 1.5 deep. I'm going to go ahead and make what you call it right here, 0.5. Add a fillet. We'll add another fillet of 0.25. Oh, 2.5. And I'm going to do it right there. So this is going to be printed upside down. It's going to be like this. So this is going to be the actual top. Right now, the model, this is the bottom, but it will be printed where this is the top. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and make another circle right there. I'm going to make this yeah, I'm going to extrude it right now. I am going to extrude it the other way around, up to vertex. The vertex being up this right there. Well, no, it's not allowing me. Okay. Offset from the surface, that surface here, and I'm going to make it into 0.25. Oh, scratch that. Because I actually, yeah, go ahead and do that. I'm going to just change this there. There, yeah, okay. This is what I want to. Okay. So this will be a little bit of a hang right here. Although I can kind of, it is an overhang, and I can fight against it by making it into a little dome. But that's only if I have enough material on the top. Well, let me get back to this now. I'm going to do another. I know I could have done it as well. I'm going to do another right here. I got. I'm going to do it like this. Okay. Let's see. Um, I am curious about what's the dimensions to this. Go to sketch. Okay, I'm just going to easy if I just copy it. Copy. What was the height? 2. Okay. So then let's make this one. I want this one to be a little bit taller here. Let's say 0.5. Let's extrude it 0.5. That's what. 0.5. I'm just thinking of the aesthetics right now. Let's make this one chamfered at also 0.5. Okay, and right here in the middle, let's do sketch. Just paste this. Oh wow, it's almost as big. Okay, let's remove the chamfer. I think I'm going to use it now. Okay, let's make this 2.5. I mean, at two, the height of 2 millimeters. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here is let's see. Do I want to make this one at 2 millimeters? I could make it less. Well, we'll see how it looks when I put it together. Um, Files, save as. Let's call this. Okay, let's just call this one antenna mount. Since I call this one antenna mount B, let's just say cover A. Let's just do that. And the next one will be cover B. So, okay, this here, I will come to this assembly. Insert. So this is just going to be a quick, dirty assembly just to kind of see how this might be. This. About there. Yeah, it's good enough. I'll put it like that. It doesn't really have to be too flat, too much in there. Yeah, let's just try this for the aesthetics. Let me see how it looks on the bigger model. Save this. Insert. Let's do it again right here. Mate here. Concentric. We'll just make it flushed right here. Actually, this to about there. Yeah, that's more like how it will really be. Yeah. I'm thinking. Okay, let's just go back to the top view here. Okay, so let's do this. Let's reproduce this. Copy. And I'll check comments in just a bit. Height 1.25. Oh, this is very shallow. Okay. So then here, paste this, select, sketch, Control V, paste this, and extrude this 1.25. Okay. Good. Let me 0.25 basically everywhere here. And let me also do a little cut. See, here's what I'm thinking about. Uh, Close that. This is what I'm thinking about right here. I want to try um, for the aesthetics aspects. What was this? 1.375 is the distance between the outer wall and the inner right here. So uh, extrude this. Let's say offset from this surface. Yeah, let's try a 1 millimeter offset here. Why? Because I want to do this. Watch. At 1 millimeter right there. Let's do uh, 1.5. Makes it a little bit thicker here at 1.5, but let's try to see how that might look as a cover. Yes, it is kind of thick, but does it look bad? Let's add some little details here, but let me check comments first. Hey, thanks. Cool. Okay. I suppose I should go to the. Let me bring another Facebook. Let me drag it, and then let me switch over to the store and see if there's any comments here. Okay, cool. Okay, I am going to get back to it now. Let's see. Oh, how about that? My phone tells me, highlights my profile in a red circle in Facebook. Interesting. I'm curious about something. Hold on. didn't really realize that the camera shows me so small. I should be like up here like this, like a regular YouTuber or something. Okay, anyway, getting back to this, let's see. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, maybe I could do this tomorrow also. We'll see if I think tomorrow I have some errands to run. Not 100% sure, but I think the cameras are working okay. If people don't mind looking at me do some stuff like this, I don't mind streaming like this either. Um, okay, let's see. Save this. Save all. I need to switch to right here. So what I want to do here now is just do a little bit more on the beautification, and then I will end this sketch. Well, I would end this one, move over to the next cover. Although I'm not quite sure what I'll do with it in terms of a cover. So here, what I want to do is just make a boundary. I'm going to just put something in there. It's not going to be screws or something like that. It'll just be something that I can uh, just use to not make the part look like it's just extruded. To make to add some sort of visual interest here. This is 1 millimeter, so it's diameter. So let's see. As a marker, I don't want to make it too much. Let me cut this in half, and then just add another little midpoint right there. It'll be easy for me to just kind of grab midpoint like that. Let's see. I want to make this one 1 millimeter. Yeah. Okay. Good. And then I want to do that there. Do this here. Trim, 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 and trim. I can go ahead and remove these. Okay. And I can go ahead and grab, don't have to grab everything, but I can just grab this. And come down to circular sketch pattern. Make this looks 5. Yeah, 5 will be 5. Do an extruded cut from here to here. Come on. One millimeter deep. Let's add a fillet. 0.25. Okay, well, let's add a fillet here. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and make this one to a deeper fillet. Let's say 0.5. 0.5, 0.5. Right there and right there too. I think I'm getting thirsty. 0.25. Boom. Do that there. Do that there. Do that there. Do that there and do that there. Yay, look at that. And let's do another 2.5 for that right there. And just for right there. Yeah, that's it. A little bit of strength as it moves up. One quick little look into this. Okay, nothing to say there. Okay, good. So this is how it's going to look. Not too bad. Okay, now I'm just going to do another little cover. This is just going to be a plain thing right here. Probably not much. Although I'm thinking of maybe putting some ports for hoses to attach. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, I want to switch to this and say save as STL. Save. Yes. Okay. I'm going to switch to the slicer and where is it? Where is it? I'm going to. It's probably at the bottom. Yeah. Okay, just added it to the slicer. I've just got to position it. Okay, this is good enough. Let's yeah, let's just put it right. Let's just put it right next to the model it is intended for. Let's just put it on the other side right now. Rotate the slicer a bit. Okay, I think this is well, I think I need to do something with it. Hold on, let me get back to it. I think I need to add a little access point here so it won't be a problem for me to grab, and remove it from the build plate. Actually, it's not going to have a problem. Cancel. This is shallow enough. The walls are not very thick enough to. It's not going to have a very strong grip on the build plate. Okay, so yeah, I can leave that alone in the slicer. Switch over to the next model. Do the same kind of idea. So I'm going to make. Let's see, what is this? 0.5, right? Yeah, okay, good. So what I will do is this. I will make an offset of 0.25. Yeah, 0.25. Select chain. Okay. Now I'm going to make this one. It's now 0.25. So I'm now going to make this one. I want to make it 1 millimeter. So I'm going to go say plus 0.75. Okay. Yeah, I lost the wall there, but that's fine. Now I'm going to make an extrusion. We said it was 1.75, so I'm going to make this 1.25, 1.5. Do the same basic idea, same basic approach as the previous model. I am going to make this one a little bit rounded here. One. It'll just be a little bit easier on the print. Now I'm going to go sketch, do the same idea of making an offset. I could say 1 millimeter, that's fine. And then I could say offset again. Select the entire chain, go in the reverse direction. Okay. I am now going to go up. What will be a good height for this one? Suddenly I close my eyes and I feel like, oh, this feels comfortable. maybe I need to get longer sleep or something. I don't know. But anyways, let's make this one 0.5, half a millimeter taller. Let's do this a little bit different. Let's go ahead and make this one actually 1.5 millimeters taller. And let's do it an opposite direction of calling this one 0.5. Something like that. Yeah, that's good enough. For the underside, okay. So here, let's do this a little bit different. Let's go sketch, do the same approach as before. Let's go offset, and then let's do offset again. Let's change the offset to half a millimeter. Would that be? Zero 0.5. Let's try this. See how this will work. And I'm not going to do a second offset because I just want to go down a little bit. This direction. Let's say down at 'So let's say surface right here. Let's say offset from surface 1.5. Okay. Let's try this. for fun. Let's say fillet 0.5. Let's try 0.25. And let's do it like that. Let's just see how this is going to look. And then let's do the top. Let's let the top be not a fillet, but a chamfer. Let's try 0.5 just to see what we got. Let's make it, this is all 45 degrees. We can make it more. No. 0.75. I don't know. Let's try this. Let's just see what we get. And let's go sketch. I want to add 2 areas for attaching hoses. Let's make it outside towards here. So let's just say maybe we don't want it completely in the center right there. Hold on. I'm just thinking how might this bike look? Like I'm trying to make it look good, make it look interesting. I don't want to make it too predictable by having things like in the center, always in the center, nice and neat in the center. So let's say about here. What's the size hose we're looking for? I don't know. 0.5. That's a radius, so it's a diameter of 1 millimeter. That sounds about right. Sounds about good. Let's make an offset of that. That's 1 millimeter there. Let's say 1.5. Okay, let's make a little bit less. 1.5 is doable. Let's do 1.5 and just see how it looks. Let's go ahead and copy this. Actually, let's mirror, not copy, but mirror to the other side. Features. Let's let the thing stick out a little bit, about 0.5 millimeter. Could be a little bit more, 0.75. And the other direction, let's just say up to vertex right there. And then let's do a chamfer. Chamfer of 0.5. Okay, and let's go ahead and 0.25 fillets all around. Okay, something like this. Something like that. And let's do it right here too. Right there. Let's make that a little bit more noticeable. 0.5. Now, what do we do here? Maybe some sort of vent. Let's say this is 3.5 length. This would be kind of a small thing. I want to make this 0.25. Just thinking bidirectional. You can do end caps. Let's do, yeah, this is fine. 0. Okay, this is fine. Let's take this and make a little array. Okay, it'll be just these. I'm going to copy this over. Mirror about there. Features and extrude cut. Yeah, you can see 0.75. That's good enough too. And let's make this 0. Let's just go a little bit smaller, 0.15, and do a fillet all around for this. And I want to have another fillet, 0.5, let's say right here. Okay, let's just see how this looks. And then right here, a little fillet, 0.25. That's good enough. Okay, save. Let's call this one like we did the other one. Where's the cover? B. Save. File, save as. STL. Paste. Okay, I just want to see real fast how it's going to look here. Insert. Cover B. Rotate. Maybe I should have those hosed pieces the opposite direction. You know, like over here instead. But okay, well, let's just see how this works. Make this here to here with a separation of 0.25. Yeah, right there. This. Try concentric. Okay, well. Then let's do here. Try again here to here. Okay. And then let's do here to here. Eh. I'm just going to remove this. I know it's going to move around. I need to lock it in. So I would have it there though. Yeah, yeah, I think this is okay. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. I still need to lock down that mate there because when I move it, it's going to, move around. So I'll do that later. Mostly because I'm getting a little bit tired, and I think I'm going to get something to drink, probably a tea. Okay, so this is what I'm working on right now. I'm going to get the print going with the STL. Uh, oh, it's at the bottom of the thing right here. Okay. Degrees, move it around. I want to move it to here. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and slice it. I'm going to get the path just like I did previously. Copy. Copy that path. File. Save project. Well, it kept the file name, it just didn't keep the path. Overwrite, yes. Okay, preview. File. It's saved file. And paste. Yes. Cool. Okay. Then I can go ahead and close the slicer. Now, what I have, I'm going to go ahead and start the print and then I'm going to come right back and explain what else I'm going to be doing with this model. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. It just depends as to see what I got to do tomorrow. Um, well, it's not going to get printed like within the next 5 minutes, so I might as well talk about this piece right here. But let me get something to drink. My mouth is getting really dry. Be right back. Still coming. Hold on. Just gotta put those things. cold. Yeah, man, this is cold. Man, that's like the coldest refrigerator I've ever come across. Man, this is like like ice cold. Yep. Okay. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Any comments before I continue? Um, let's see. Go to check. What I need to do, I think, is get my other phone here and just have it as a dedicated second monitor just to keep track of like uh, comments or something when I do streams. Mm, I need to get into Facebook. Okay, I am now going to switch over to the store. Uh, okay, very good. Okay. Get okay. I should probably charge this while I'm doing that. Okay, let's see. The next items. Okay, let's see. Get something to drink. Okay. What I intend to do here is this is an experiment I am not happy with. I want to see about putting some sort of hose, but I want it to look like an armored hose. This is just a cylinder that's been, um, put into a direction. The idea is that this was going to connect to another part that I have here, but I haven't placed that other part here. Anyway, the thing is that you know how like if you have like a vacuum hose, it's got these ridges, and I want to model something like that. It's easy to do in a straight line. I can do that easily. But when I have the hose that follows a certain path, now I got to make that those ridges follow that same path also. I'm not sure how to do that. I know SolidWorks can do it, but I don't know how to do it myself. And so I'm going to probably look for some tutorials that show how to do it and just learn from that. At the same time, I'm also thinking, do I want it to be a hose like that, or do I want to do first of all, do I want to do a printed hose where it's going to be out of hard plastic, or do I want to do it flexible? I don't have the printer set up here to do flexible printing. So do I want to do a flexible hose uh, using something like an A spring? So let me see what StreamYard can show. StreamYard. Okay, so let me switch over here real fast. So an A spring is like this. They come in different diameters. These are small ones. I got other ones here. There. Okay, some much bigger diameters here. Mostly, I got small ones here. I have them up to 4 millimeters thick. What I have here, though, are 3 millimeters. Give you a little idea. A springs are often used in, especially in the Gundam model building, because it's a type of spring that just tries to stay straight. So you can put it into a leg or an arm, and it helps keep the leg or arm from dipping and getting loose, things like that. Um, so don't know if the camera will pick it up. Maybe if I put my fingers here. Maybe if I hide my face. No. Uh, anyway, if I separate a little bit. Nah, I don't think it has the resolution for it. But um, all this is just a coil that goes around and around and around. But I was thinking maybe I could do something like this with the model around that particular area. The trouble is that this thing here doesn't want to, act like it's sagging or loose. It wants to stay in a fixed position. A way to kind of get it to where you want it to go is put a wire, and then so you bend the wire, and the thing just kind of follows the path of the wire. Um, I could try an A spring, or I can try some other kind of hose that actually has no real tension. It just wants to flop all around. I could try to. The easiest way would be to print it as a rigid piece, as like some sort of armored hose, and I can model the armored look to it to make it look like, instead of being segmented, that it's flexible, that it's segmented but not flexible, segmented to be rigid, like basically like a pipe. I could try something like that and put you know connection points where the pipe begins to bend and change direction. I could try something like that. um, I'm kind of in the air about it right now. That's why I haven't really worked with it. But let's see. So anyway, okay, right here. So that's all this particular piece is. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. But if I do an armored hose, it'll certainly be a thicker diameter or a bigger diameter, probably a diameter about as thick as this, going around. There might be other attachments to attach, like some sort of wiring to it and things like that. Now, the idea is that this is a military piece of hardware, so I don't want to have too many hoses, dangling and wires exposed. At the same time, I want the thing to look, I'm not alien, but I want the thing to look like it's deployed and not forgotten, but left alone for, it could be months, it could be years, depending on the conditions, the weathering conditions. The thing can get all dusty and covered with all kinds of alien soil all around it, uh, like Martian sandstorm or something. But the thing is still in a dormant stage. It's in a hibernation stage, and it's still, keep it a little, sensor monitoring. And then when something comes in within range, it turns on a little bit more to do more monitoring, assesses a threat level. If there's no level, it goes back to to a lesser state of monitoring until that object has left the area, and then it goes into a hibernation state again. But it's just enough on to monitor in a very power mode saving state. And so that's what I want this thing to kind of feel like. It can be deployed onto a planet and still have visual appeal to it. I suppose to make it right, like a real world thing kind of thing, you probably don't want to have so many exposed machinery. You want to have armor in front of everything, protecting the machinery. Of course, that comes down to weight and everything. But hey, if you can have people in space, build it, and the thing is towed along, in space, weight is not really an issue until it lands. And even then, there's probably ideas and things. Anyway, thing is that I definitely want the thing to look mechanical, but practical too. So it has to have some armored points, but I don't want the thing to be completely armored. Might as well have it as an armored ball. Um, Another thing I need to print is going to be these things here. I'm not quite sure how I want to do. It just depends how I'm going to have these hoses attached. And that's the other thing too. I'm not quite sure. I'm kind of happy the way this looks right here. This item. I'm kind of happy the way that looks. Although for the hoses from this point, I probably will do another item that will attach to right here. And it probably will have, hose attachment points that look like this, but further down there, and have the hose come out. And I don't know. Maybe smaller. The thing is that what I'm thinking of is that if this was fuel, then I want to have an armored hose carrying that fuel to the RCS, thrusters. And I also then want to do a thruster, bell like this, but for the top. Perhaps the thruster bell for the top could be mounted like right here, kind of sticking out, kind of sticking further out than those two down there. I'm not 100% sure. I'm also thinking maybe change the shape of that thruster bell to look more like fins, or perhaps just holes, in the thrusters, or further inside. But anyway, mostly because I'm kind of concerned about how well these little thruster bells will print with this printer. Yeah, so those are my thoughts right now. Oh, other little things. So this is an autonomous unit, so humans are not required. However, I am thinking of attaching some sort of like a ladder in this area. It doesn't have to be on every landing pad, but it could. So a figure is going to be from the ground. The top of a figure's head will reach there. So it does need to have some sort of ladder kind of thing, something so a figure can step. At least some sort of stepping points, so the figure can step and reach to do maintenance. It doesn't have to be a full ladder, but it could be. I could try something that extends from here and goes further up. Maybe I don't have it for every landing pad. Maybe the other landing pads can have some sort of armored unit. some sort of armored piece. The other thought too is I'm thinking of extending the landing pad so it's further outward. Uh, these struts to make them longer, basically, or at least folded, like the way these kind of pivot. I was thinking maybe I could put another landing pad unit, and when the thing is being deployed, it's these struts are kind of folded in, and then when the thing lands, gets closer to landing, these struts extend by swinging out to right about here, and so these pads are further out in this area. So if I switch to the other window, maybe I can show it like this. So, picture these struts here kind of extended out like that with the pad at the bottom. So when the thing is tucked in, it's being deployed, the pad is tucked in like this, but up here. So when the thing swings down, the pad just swings out. So it would be right about here. That's what I was thinking of that. I was also thinking of changing the shape of the landing pads into more like a foot, so more like a two-toed or three-toed, like the letter Y, just kind of stick it out like that. And so I was thinking of doing something like that. But so, anyways, this is the planetary assault platform. Maybe that's what the platform, the assault in the platform is probably not a good thing. But that's probably, unless I can come up with a better name, that's probably what it's going to be called. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream now. And I'll see about continuing the stream later. Well, tomorrow maybe or so. We'll see. All right. Thanks for joining me, and catch y'all next time.